It may not seem glamorous at first glance, but look closer and you'll see Jason Klatt has a pretty sweet job.
This is an awesome experience for me. Growing up in Toledo, following the Tigers all my life. I graduated from Clay in '06. Worked with the Mud Hens all through college, and you know, this experience this was something that was brought up to me by a friend, and this is an awesome experience being down here with the Tigers in spring training. I knew somebody who knew Jim. Sent him an email after the season ended last year, after the World Series, and just kind of went from there. We exchanged phone calls, and he brought me up to Detroit for a couple days to help load the truck, and headed down here to Lakeland.
He called me or sent me a note sometime in the fall for his degree, his sports management stuff. And I try to bring interns down, and I have a nice program with Dr. Schneider in Bowling Green. I have 2 of his students this year that match up with Jason, and they come in and they do the grunt work. I mean, they have to vacuum the floors, clean the toilets, wash the clothes, pass the clothes out, help me set the food up, do airport runs, unpack the big truck I was talking about before, and then in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they got to help me put it back in the truck, and then one of them or 2 of them will be in Detroit to help unpack that truck. So they're my right arm, and they do everything that I really can't do because there's so much stuff to do, and they're doing a great job.
Long, long days for those guys.
They work, I would say, minimum 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. They've had a few days off because a couple of my guys from Detroit have come down and sort of filled in for a stretch. So they've had a couple days off, but they knew what they were getting into. They knew they had to be here early. They knew the routine on the field. So they were expecting the 12-hour days.
As one of a handful of clubhouse attendants for the Tigers, Jason spends hours a day during spring training doing just about everything imaginable.
Beginning of the day, the coaches will always come to us, kind of give us an outline for the day, where the balls need to be, what kind of equipment they want on each field, and we'll go out, we'll set up all the fields. It's kind of toned down a little bit now with the games starting, but especially early in the spring, we had 4 or 5 different fields going at once. And then, during the game, we have people in the dugout. We're always straightening stuff in the locker room, making sure that they have everything on the field and the bullpens that they need. And then afterwards, we'll clean up. We'll always provide food and everything for them. We'll do the laundry, pack the bags if they're heading on the road, pack their lockers for the next day.
For most Tigers fans, just the thought of being around superstars like Justin Verlander and Prince Fielder every day could be overwhelming. Even Jason says for him, it took a little getting used to.
At first, you kind of see the big guys coming in, the guys you grow up watching on TV and stuff. But after a while, I mean, he just kind of treats you like one of the guys, really. I mean, all of them are very down to earth. They brought me in right away and treat me kind of talking like we are right now, just like friends and one of the guys.
Our job is not to be in awe of these guys. It turns out, like you just said, they're just like your next door neighbor, and they're all congenial, and they're helpful. They're great to work with. But our job is to work for them, and our job is not to interrelate with them and talk with them. Our job is to listen. When we put the wrong food out, or somebody puts the wrong shirt in the wrong locker, we gotta go find it. And it's their job, of course, at the end of the day, when everybody's gone, to clean up the mess that was created during the day. So we talk about it every day, and they're doing a great job. Great job in that aspect too.
As spring training winds down, Jason's work with the Tigers isn't over. In fact, he'll spend his entire summer with different teams in the organization.
I'm going to help out a little bit during the season. Actually, I'm going to do some video work on the minor league side also. I just found that out the other day, so that'd be pretty cool. I'm going to stay down here for extended spring for a little while, and then we'll break camp in like mid-June. Then I'll work with the Connecticut team, our rookie ball team.
And it's the experience he'll gain this summer that Jason says could lead to a career in baseball.
I love doing this. I'd love to stay in baseball. I'd love to stay with the organization as long as I can. This is a cool experience. This is something that I've always wanted to do growing up. This has been my goal, so something I'll pursue definitely.